Welcome to Back at Camp with Hobo Cyclist. In these videos, I'm going to be sharing tips and tricks so that you can get out there bike packing, wild camping, or on an adventure without breaking the bank. And in today's video, I'm talking about tools. If you're putting together a toolkit for your adventure, what should you put in it? I'll be showing you my bike tools and a few other pieces of kit that I carry with me that are very useful. I always take a couple of tools with me on my bike packing trips, or if I'm going out for any reason, wild camping or on an adventure. And the reason for this is you often need to fix something, and you sometimes need to build or create something while you're out there on the road. So the first tools that I reach for when I'm putting together my kit, if I'm going on the bike, are bike tools. The first tool that I put in my kit is an adjustable spanner or a crescent that looks something like that. And this one is not particularly large. However, it is very useful for most things on the bike that need to be adjusted or tightened or untightened, and you can adjust it to a very small nut or a moderately sized one. It's not big enough to take the tires off a four-wheel drive or anything like that, but for a bicycle, something like that, super useful, and it's the first tool that I put in my kit. If you are not riding a bicycle and you are looking to put something in the toolkit, I would also recommend that. It's just a very useful thing. The second piece of kit that I carry on a bike trip is a bike multi-tool. You may have seen these. They come in various different shapes and sizes and with a lot of different things. It's kind of like a Swiss Army knife, but for a bike. And again, even if you don't ride a bike, this is something that is incredibly useful to have in your backpack if you're on the road or you're on an adventure. And the reason for that is it just has so many different little tools on there, and it's very, very small and compact. The first lot of tools we've got here are screwdrivers and Allen keys on this side. There's a star-shaped screwdriver. I'm not entirely sure what that's for, and I haven't used it yet, but one day. The second one is a Phillips screwdriver. Very useful, that one. Pulling screws out of things, taking things apart. Super useful, and the same with that flat screwdriver. The other three that you've got on that side are very small Allen keys or hex wrenches. And on this side you've got 4 larger hex wrench or Allen keys, and these are all typical size for a bicycle. Neat little tool, that one. Rather compact and inexpensive. With that, those are great little engineering tools. Both of those together weigh just a few hundred grams, and they're very, very small, so you can easily fit those into your kit for bike packing or any other kind of adventure. I would highly recommend taking those. Now we're moving into the more specialist bike tools, and one tool that I would highly recommend that you do not leave home without if you are going on a bike packing trip or any kind of bike trip is a bike pump. And I use one like this. That's because of its compact size. It has 2 valves that are on there. It takes I guess that's a smaller kind of valve, and the other one is a Schrader valve, which is the car tire valve. It just clips on, you lock it on, and then you can pump up your tires when they get soft or when they go flat. And if they get a puncture, then you can inflate your tires. Now the other thing that I carry to go along with the bike pump is a puncture repair kit like this. It's very small and inexpensive. Take that as well as the other tools I showed you, and don't forget the pump, and you'll be able to change your tires, change your tubes, fix your tubes. You can really get out of a lot of jams with just those tools that I've shown you. And those are the only bike tools that I carry, no matter where I go in the world. If I'm going in a city, if I'm going on a short ride. If I'm going off trail, a long distance bike tour, that's the crescent, so that you can use to take the wheel off the bike. These you can use to pry the tire from the rim. You can just use a screwdriver like the flathead screwdriver on there. And if you're doing that, yeah, make sure that you don't puncture the tube. If you are worried about puncturing the tube and you're not confident to pry the tire off the rim with a screwdriver, you can always carry these tire levers, and you can tell me what you think about that in the comments, but these don't weigh very much, and if you put them in with your toolkit, then you know using those levers there, they're not sharp and you won't be in danger of puncturing the tube or damaging your tire. That is it. And now I'm going to show you a few other random bits of kit that are pretty useful tools or bits of utility items that I also carry with me in my backpack. I would totally recommend carrying one of these if you're going camping, if you're going off the trail, and if you do need to light fires, campfires, you need to light your gas cooker. So because I carry a gas stove without a piezo ignition button, that requires a lighter to light it. So that's the number one reason that I carry the lighter, but various other uses, right? The other thing that I carry with me everywhere I go, which is very, very useful, is a pen. Now I know that's simple, but if you need to sign something, you need to write something down, you need to draw a map, make a mark on a map, plenty of useful reasons to have a pen. And the other thing to carry with the pen is a little notebook like that. Little pen and notebook, that's a perfect combo. Write down any ideas you might have, any directions. You can use it to communicate with people. One of these, it's a fingernail cutter. If you're going off trail for a long time, there's nothing really worse than not having it when you need it. This could probably go into first aid kit, this stuff, but it's useful nonetheless. Is a set of earplugs like that. You never know when you might need them. If you are staying in a campsite or a hostel and you're sleeping next to somebody who snores, very useful. Also, if you happen to need to camp next to a noisy road, a motorway, a factory, something like that, loud music, that could really help you. Another useful bit of kit that sometimes gets overlooked is a little bit of tire rubber like that. Is just cut off an inner tube. I make these myself. It costs me nothing. If you want some tire rubber, go to your local bike shop and ask them if you can have some old inner tubes. Then cut it up into strips. You can cut them as big as you need them to be. And something like that you can use to tie your gear onto your bike. You can use it to fix something, like you can use it as a guy rope for a tent. You can make a little strap out of it just by tying the end. Then you've got a little loop, which can also be really useful for attaching things to other things. There's a bunch of other stuff that you can throw into a toolkit or throw into a little utility kit, and everybody's going to have their own things that they think are useful. If you have anything that you like to add to a tool or utility kit and you want to let everybody know, let them know in the comments. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video back at camp with Hobo Cyclist. There's going to be a lot more of these coming out, and I'll see you in the next one.